This is how you make your unique wiring diagram in less than 5 minutes using our software. Hey, my name is Gijs, and in the last 3 years I've helped over 1,000 people with their off-grid electrical system. And one of the tools we used is our off-grid wiring diagram. And this is our newest version and I'm going to show it to you now. And for this you need your laptop. So I'm going to grab my laptop. It also works on a tablet. So here I'll be sharing my screen. And this is how it looks like. You can make all kinds of combinations. Let's first start with the basics. So you can select an alternator voltage, 12 or 24 volt. Normal vans or boats have a 12 volt alternator. But if you have a bus or a bigger vehicle, you can also select a 24 volt alternator. Next, you can choose your system voltage. 12 volt is normally used for most people. But if you want a slightly bigger system or use smaller cables, it's best to use 24 volts. Next we have the AC voltage. You can use either 220, 230 or 240 or 120 if you're from North America. Based on these inputs you can select various DC-DC chargers, inverters, etc. So if you select, for example, a 12 volt alternator and a 24 volt system voltage, you have different options for your alternator charger than if you have a 12 volt system voltage with a 12 volt alternator voltage. The next thing you can select is the bus bar. Here we have a MIDI mega fuse holder with an individual bus bar. We call this the individual bus bar. But if you have bigger suppliers or bigger users, like for example a big multi-plus, we recommend to use a better bus bar. For that you can use the Links distributor, and our software changes how it looks. Let's say we want to use the Links distributor. Next up, you can select your household or leisure battery. You can select lithium or lead acid, or not sure. Based on the input you provide, our main fuse will change. If you have a lead acid, if you have a lead acid battery, you can use, for example, a mega fuse or an ANL fuse as your main fuse. If you have a lithium battery, we advise you to use a marine rate battery fuse. If you go above 300 amps, we will show you a T-class fuse. We'll get to that in a minute. Next up is the number of batteries, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all connected in parallel. We do not support a serial connection at this moment. Next up is the battery monitor. Here we have a normal battery monitor displayed. You can also select no battery monitor, a Victron Smart Shunt, or even a Turbo GX. When you select the Turbo GX, all the connections are made with the compatible devices. Next up is a section we call the Battery Protect section. It's based for the appliances. Here you can put a battery protect between your 12 volt appliances and your bus bar. It's especially handy when you have a lead acid battery, because you need to protect them from going too low. It will not benefit the health of your lead acid battery. If you have a lithium battery, it's not really necessary, except if you have a Victron battery without built-in BMS, but we do not support that function yet. Okay, next is an isolator switch you can select, or you don't want to select anything. Next up is the alternator charging method. You can select I do not want an alternator charger. That's fine as well. You can select a DC-DC charger or a Victron relay. There are still a few of the little bugs because it's still the first demo version, but we'll just show it to you. So for example, if you want a DC-DC charger, you can choose between an isolated and a non-isolated version. For the isolated version you have various options, including 12 to 24 volts. Also this will be edited when the demo goes live, because this is based on the system voltage and alternator voltage. If we go for an isolated version, we can also use the newer Victron Orion XS model, XS 1400 model, and if you are from Germany and you like the brand Active, you can also select an Active BB charger. Next up is the number of solar panels. You can select up to 5 solar panels, and if you might have noticed, our Victron Smart Solar MPPT is changing with the solar panels you've selected. You can select a series or a parallel connection. You can select if you want an isolator switch, and here you can select the different kind of solar panels. If your solar panel is not in here, you have, for example, a 165 watt solar panel, we advise you to use one size bigger so the solar charge controller is correctly sized. Let's go for a series connection. Next up is the inverter selection. We can select no inverter, we can select an individual inverter. We have the Victron variants up to 3000 volt ampere, and you can select a non-brand inverter as well, up to 3000 watt. If you want to select the Victron Multiplus, you have all the options here except for the 12 volt 5000 variant, because we think it's too big. If you go to a 24 volt system, you can select the 5000 VA variant there. As well, here you can just select the remote control on and off. Next to that, we have an active CSI with all these options. An active CSI Pro, which is their newer version, an active SSI. And Active is a German brand, which is pretty big here in the Netherlands. So we thought we'll take that into account as well. So for the active SSI, you can select also the solar panels are connected to that. And we have an SSI Pro, which has not 2 battery cables, 2 positive battery cables, but 1. Next up is the battery charger. This is still not completely finished yet, because you should not able to select a battery charger when you select one of these devices, because Multiplus has a built-in battery charger, so does the CSI and SSI. But if you select a normal inverter, for example a 1200 VA inverter, and you want a remote control, you can select your battery charger from here. You have an option for 15, 20 and 30 amps. That's basically it. But what is also very nice is, if you want to fill in your wire length, you can do that. For example, we have 5 meters of solar panel wire, and the MPPT charger is it's 1 meter away from our links distributor, and it automatically calculates your wires. This goes for the active BB30 as well. Let's say it has 5 meters from the starter battery to where the BB is. This is 1 meter and 1 meter, and you get to show how big the wires should be. We've grabbed this information from manuals, we've calculated some wires, and that's how we provide these things. For example, 3 meters, you need 35 millimeters of wire. Same goes for here. If we want 1 meter here and 1 meter here, you get a wire suggestion. Now you can also fill in, let me just zoom out a little bit, you can also fill in your 12 volt or 24 volt appliances. You can select a reading light. You say this reading light has 4 amps and is around 7 meters away from my fuse box, then it will be shown in, then you get a wire recommendation. And so this goes for all these devices. What's also nice is you can select different languages, not yet, but you can also select the imperial measurement. So if you're from North America, you can also fill in your wires in feet. So that's basically how our wiring diagram works. We are still developing at this moment, and the next step we are going to take is to make a fully functional shopping list, that is with all your devices you have selected. You can see in a product list, and you can directly buy them. You have an overview of how many meters of wire, what fuses, what size, so that you have a nice compact overview of all the devices you have selected. And when you're done with that, everything is saved here, but you can also download the PDF and print it out. So that is basically the demo of our new software. If this is all way too complex for you, don't worry, I've written an ebook. I'm going to send it for free to you. Just check the link in the description and I will send it to you. In there I explain everything from the beginning to how you size your battery, how you size your inverter, and connecting the wires. As said, this is still a demo. If you want to get notified when our software gets live, please submit your email address. I will leave a link below where you can subscribe to it, and then we'll just send you an email. Hey, our software is live and you can use it. So that is it for this video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment. And if you have any suggestions on what other brand we should incorporate, please let us know. Thank you.